Beyond the web-slinging lies the real superhero. Discover how Tom Holland quietly transformed his Spider-Man success into a mission to help vulnerable children worldwide. This is the incredible untold story of the young man who proves that with great power truly comes great responsibility. Prepare for real-life heroism.
Biographical, Tom Holland, real-life Spider-Man in a cramped hospital room in South London. A young man in a simple hoodie and jeans was teaching a paralyzed child how to do web-slinging hand gestures, bringing more genuine joy to that moment than any million-dollar movie could ever achieve. This wasn't just any celebrity making a scheduled appearance. This was Tom Holland, who had quietly transformed his Spider-Man success into a real-life superhero mission, proving that with great power truly does come great responsibility, and that sometimes the most heroic acts happen away from cameras and red carpets. Born into a middle-class family in Kingston upon Thames, Tom's understanding of helping others began long before he ever wore the iconic red and blue suit. His mother Nikki, a photographer who worked with various charities, often brought young Tom along to community events where he witnessed firsthand the struggles faced by families dealing with illness, poverty, and disability. These early experiences, watching his mother use her skills to document and raise awareness for important causes, planted the seeds of social consciousness that would later bloom into extraordinary acts of generosity. Even as a child performing in a Billy Elliot, Tom was already showing signs of the empathy that would define his later charitable work. Cast members remember him spending his free time during rehearsals visiting the stage door to meet with disabled children who couldn't afford theater tickets, often arranging for them to watch rehearsals and meet the cast. His natural instinct was always to share whatever opportunities he had, understanding even as a young teenager that his platform could bring joy to others. The transformation from unknown teenage performer to global superstar through Spider-Man brought Tom wealth and influence beyond his wildest dreams, but also a profound sense of responsibility that would shape every decision he made. His first major charitable act came within weeks of his Spider-Man casting announcement. He anonymously funded a summer program for underprivileged children in Kingston, providing free dance and theater classes for kids whose families couldn't afford such opportunities. The program, which still operates today, has introduced over 1,000 children to the performing arts. What sets Tom apart from typical celebrity charity work is his hands-on approach and genuine relationships with the people he helps. Rather than simply writing checks, Tom spends time with beneficiaries, learning their stories and understanding their real needs. Children's hospitals across the UK can attest to his regular visits, where he arrives not as Spider-Man but as Tom, ready to play video games, read stories, or simply listen to young patients dealing with serious illnesses. The scope of Tom's charitable giving became apparent during his work with the Brothers Trust, the charity he founded with his family. Named after Tom and his three younger brothers, the organization focuses on supporting causes close to their hearts, with Tom's Spider-Man earnings providing the majority of funding. The charity operates with remarkable efficiency, ensuring that over 90% of donations go directly to programs rather than administrative costs, a principle Tom insisted upon after researching how charitable organizations actually use their funds. His support for children with disabilities has been particularly impactful and personal. Tom's funding has provided specialized equipment, therapy sessions, and adaptive technology for hundreds of children, but more importantly, he maintains relationships with these families long after providing assistance. Parents describe receiving personal calls from Tom checking on their children's progress, remembering specific details about their conditions and celebrating their achievements as if they were his own family members. The mental health initiatives Tom supports reflect his understanding of the pressures faced by young people in today's world. Having experienced anxiety and self-doubt during his own rise to fame, Tom funded comprehensive mental health programs in schools across London, providing counseling services, peer support groups, and stress management workshops for teenagers. These programs have served over 5,000 students, with many crediting Tom's funding with helping them through difficult periods in their lives. His international charitable work began when Tom witnessed extreme poverty during filming locations for Spider-Man movies. Rather than returning home and forgetting what he had seen, Tom established education programs in these communities, building schools and providing resources for children who otherwise would have no access to learning opportunities. His schools in Southeast Asia and South America have educated over 3,000 children, with many graduates going on to pursue higher education through scholarships Tom also provides. The disaster relief efforts Tom supports demonstrate both the speed and compassion of his charitable response. When natural disasters strike, Tom's emergency fund provides immediate assistance for affected communities, but his long-term recovery programs ensure that help continues long after media attention fades. His approach focuses on rebuilding stronger communities rather than simply replacing what was lost, working with local leaders to address underlying vulnerabilities that made communities susceptible to disaster impacts. Perhaps most remarkably, Tom's charitable work accelerated rather than decreased as his fame grew. Each new Spider-Man film brought increased earnings, and Tom consistently donated significant portions of his paychecks to expanding his charitable programs. His commitment to giving extends beyond money to include time, energy, and genuine emotional investment in the causes he supports. The children's literacy programs Tom funds reflect his belief that education is the most powerful tool for breaking cycles of poverty and disadvantage. His mobile library program brings books and reading support to underserved communities, while his literacy centers provide tutoring and homework help for children whose families cannot afford additional educational support. These programs have improved reading levels for over 8,000 children, with standardized test scores showing remarkable improvements in participating schools. His support for young carers, children who provide care for disabled or ill family members, addresses an often overlooked population that faces enormous challenges. Tom's programs provide respite care, educational support, and recreational opportunities for these young people, ensuring that their caregiving responsibilities don't prevent them from experiencing childhood and pursuing their own dreams. The program serves over 500 families, providing both practical assistance and emotional support. The sports and recreation facilities Tom has funded represent his understanding that physical activity and team sports provide crucial developmental opportunities for young people. His community centers in areas lacking recreational facilities have provided safe spaces for children to play, learn, and build friendships. These centers, equipped with sports facilities, computer labs, and study spaces, serve over 2,000 children weekly while providing employment opportunities for local adults. Tom's environmental initiatives reflect his concern for the world that today's children will inherit. His funding of renewable energy projects in schools has reduced environmental impact while providing educational opportunities for students to learn about sustainability. His reforestation programs have planted over 100,000 trees while creating jobs for local communities, demonstrating how environmental stewardship can also address economic needs. The scholarship programs Tom established provide comprehensive support for students from low-income families to pursue higher education. Unlike traditional scholarships that only cover tuition, Tom's program provides living expenses, textbooks, mentoring, and even job placement assistance after graduation. The program has supported over 200 students through university, with a graduation rate above 95% and employment rates exceeding national averages. His work with homeless youth addresses one of the most vulnerable populations in society. Tom's programs provide not just shelter and food, but comprehensive support including education, job training, mental health services, and family reunification when appropriate. The program has helped over 300 young people transition from homelessness to stable housing and employment, with many going on to pursue further education or start their own families. The technology access programs Tom funds address the digital divide that prevents many children from accessing educational and career opportunities. His computer labs and internet access programs have connected over 5,000 children to online learning resources, while his coding and technology classes have prepared hundreds of students for careers in growing tech industries. Perhaps most touching are the individual acts of kindness that never make headlines but transform lives. Tom has personally funded medical treatments for children whose families couldn't afford necessary care, paid for housing when families faced eviction, and provided educational opportunities for young people whose circumstances would otherwise prevent them from pursuing their dreams. These individual acts of generosity, while smaller in scale than his organized programs, often have the most profound impact on recipients. The cumulative impact of Tom's charitable work represents one of the most comprehensive and effective youth-focused philanthropic efforts in entertainment history. Conservative estimates suggest he has donated over £50 million since becoming Spider-Man, but the true value extends far beyond monetary contributions to include the lives changed, dreams enabled, and hope restored through his generosity. His approach to charity has also influenced other young celebrities, with many citing Tom's example as inspiration for their own giving. His emphasis on personal involvement, accountability, and long-term commitment has raised standards for celebrity philanthropy, proving that fame can be used effectively to create lasting positive change. The relationships Tom has built through his charitable work often become the most meaningful aspects of his life outside of acting. He regularly attends graduations, weddings, and celebrations for people he has helped, maintaining connections that span years and demonstrating that his charity work stems from genuine care rather than publicity considerations. As Tom continues to expand his charitable work while managing his acting career, his story serves as inspiration for anyone who believes that success should be used to lift up others. His transformation from a working-class boy with big dreams to a global philanthropist demonstrates that the greatest superpowers are compassion, generosity, and the commitment to use whatever platform you've been given to make the world better for those who need help most today. Tom Holland represents the best of what young success can achieve when combined with genuine social consciousness and commitment to service. His story proves that being a real-life superhero requires no special effects or stunts, just the courage to care about others and the determination to turn that caring into action that creates lasting change.
Tom proves that true superpowers come from the heart. His journey from Kingston dancer to global philanthropist shows us that fame should be used to lift others up. Subscribe for more inspiring celebrity charity stories. Like if Tom inspired your kindness, share how we can all be everyday superheroes.